It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
Let's talk some sports. It is Monday, February 6, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com, fox2detroit.com, the Fox 2 app. Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon today. Two-time NBA world champion. Lindsey, how you doing? Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's beautiful outside.
Feels like it's 80 degrees out there.
Right.
A balmy 32 degrees. It feels like it's 80.
Feels wonderful out there today.
Thanks for being here today, Linz. Tom Mazawey, good afternoon to you.
Hey, fellas, I barbecued yesterday and in a T-shirt.
Did you really?
In a T-shirt.
It was
and
beautiful.
I was comfortable.
I went outside in shorts yesterday. I did. I went outside in shorts yesterday.
Yeah. I put my I had to change my license plate tab. I took care of all the outdoor business. You know, took our Christmas tree down yesterday. Finally. Dragged it to the.
Did you turn it on like every day?
Every day, every night, it was on. This tree was a freak. It didn't drop a needle, not a needle. We bought it from Eastern Market this year. It was a Christmas miracle. So we kept it. I have an artificial tree it's my sports tree that I keep up past the Super Bowl every year. This is the first time the actual live Christmas tree stayed on in our house this long.
I can't imagine having a Christmas tree. I'm so OCD. I almost got to have everything down on the 26th.
You don't have any comfort?
I do like the comfort. Well,
what's wrong with you?
I got. How much time you got?
I got time.
I got a lot of things. Oh my goodness!
It was a fun weekend, and yes, this week is going to be above the single digits. I understand.
Yes,
and it's going to feel like winter is almost over.
I think it's going to be like 52 on Wednesday or Thursday. That is going to feel.
We got to pay for it eventually.
Oh
again.
man,
of course
I'm telling you,
we'll pay for it on opening day.
you do feel a little bit like winter has been shortened by 1 week. Lindsey, I want to start with this. I have a new obsession. You ready for this? I cannot stop watching bowling on television. Never in my life have I ever watched bowling. Like, I've seen the clips, Pete Weber, who do you think you are? I am. You know, the Pete Weber.
Oh, yeah, the crotch chop.
I was texting Maz yesterday. It's this U.S. Open Bowling Championship. It's been on all weekend from Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And I just could not stop watching it for
What's
whatever reason.
What's the obsession?
I went bowling a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, there it is.
And I got the guy that was working the cash register. He taught me one thing, and I how to grip the ball, and I did it, and it improved my score by a lot.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it. So now I'm just watching these professional bowlers, and it is incredible. Are you a bowler at all? Do you like to bowl?
Yeah, I mean, my mom was a bowler, so I grew up kind of. I was the only kid that had a bowling ball in his trunk.
Really?
Yeah.
That a boy.
Yep. With my name engraved on it and everything.
Now, going back and forth with Maz about that. Now, Maz obviously is a big bowler. He's in the league on Thursday. He's an alternate on Friday. It was really fun going back. You talking about the oil on the lanes and stuff like that.
And how these guys back in the day, man, you had one bowling ball.
Right.
Now these guys travel with their own pit crew. It's like a NASCAR. They drill the balls right there for them. Like, all right, try this one. This one's going to work on this. It's really remarkable. They have their team with them. And when I bowl on Thursday and Friday, it's two pretty darn good leagues. I'm just an average bowler in this league. But these guys, and one of them made it to the show on Saturday.
I watched on Saturday.
It was Frank. And
from Sterling
Heights. Yeah, and he made it on. He didn't get on the big show, but he got knocked out. But these guys, man, wow, that's all I got to say. And Ryan was like, why are they scoring so low yesterday? They make
I
the
thought they'd
oil.
score a little bit higher, though.
Yeah, they make
They're
the
like
oil
low
pattern tough for you.
200s.
Yeah, they make it tough. It's like shooting the British Open.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
how hard it is to score high in the British Open?
Yeah.
Same thing in bowling. When
So
the,
they
when the
oil- they
majors
oil the
happen.
lanes
They
up
oil
more?
the lanes differently. for the
Interesting. I
pros.
never knew that.
Because I would have liked to have seen 250,
Exactly.
260, something
Yeah.
like that consistently.
Yeah.
And these guys are shooting 205, 208.
Check
I'm
it out
like,
next weekend. Next weekend you'll see higher scores.
All right, I want to do that. I want to do
But
that.
I got to take you bowling, man.
I'd love to. If you were watching on WoodwardSports.com, you may have noticed a little bit of a facelift, and we certainly appreciate everybody there. You've got the WoodwardSports.com chat. The live shows populate right off the top, so you can check out the latest scores, fresh articles, and, of course, watch all of our live shows. Lots of awesome additions and updates coming soon. If you have not yet, if you are on Apple or Google, we'd ask you to subscribe to our show, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Give us a 5-star review if you're on Apple as well. One of the things about yesterday too was the Pro Bowl was on, and I found myself being
Garbage.
as intrigued initially, like what are they going to do? But Lindsey, I did not think it was possible to have a worse showing than what I saw over the last couple of years. What
Yeah.
they did this weekend, to me, was worse. This flag football game and the skills competition was, it was what it was.
It sucked.
You could still do that on a Saturday or a Friday of All-Star weekend, but they got to get rid of all of it. This was atrocious.
It was really bad. I tried watching some of the things that they were competing. Like they had a water balloon tossing contest.
Come on.
How embarrassing.
I was like, "Are you serious?" And then they had the linemen were seeing who could catch punts.
Yeah.
And they would have 1-2 balls in their hands trying to catch. I'm like, I don't know. It was really, really. They were trying too hard, and they dropped the ball. It was
Literally.
bad.
Did you see Penei Sewell? They had him run through. I don't even. What was it called, JB?
It was
that
some sort of
particular thing?
obstacle course. He ran through
Yeah.
it and he fell.
It was the gridiron or the gridiron gauntlet.
The gauntlet. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to tell me that my man Penei Sewell, our guy, he could have got hurt.
Absolutely.
He could have easily got hurt.
And there wasn't
more
injury.
easily
Yeah.
than playing in the game.
I totally agree
The
with you.
defensive lineman from the Browns,
Miles Garrett.
Miles
Garrett.
Garrett, like they dislocated his
a
toe.
Guess what? That's a bad injury.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
And
Look at Frank Ragnow for the past 2 years dealing with a toe injury.
Look, I think what they did this weekend was far worse and could injure these guys worse
Yes.
than anything that could happen in a regular football game in terms of likelihoods.
Jalen Ramsey knocked some guy out on the
Tyreek
sidelines.
Hill.
Yeah,
It was
Oh, my-
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, that's great.
No helmets
two
on,
great
flying
players.
around.
They basically did the game without pads.
They
It's the
did.
same game, but without pads.
They hit harder in this game, in the flag football game, than they did with the helmets and shoulder
Right,
pads on.
right.
I don't understand it. I said last week, Lindsey, that I think they should just name the Pro Bowlers to a team,
Right.
like kind of an all-Madden team,
Right.
pay for a vacation, and be done with it. Maybe even have a fan fest weekend surrounding it or something like that, but don't make these guys play or perform anything like that. I don't want to see it anymore.
Might as well just do Dancing with the Stars with these guys. That's how bad it was. You get the guy on the jumping on the trampoline to make a
That
catch.
was Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I know. And you getting some. What's his name? Pete Davidson putting the vote on. Give me a
Right.
break.
Was that a real tattoo, by the way? Did you see Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yeah, I think that's a fake.
That's a fake tattoo.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
that's a fake
Very
tattoo.
good. Thank you. I just wanted to make
Show it
sure.
I wonder what the majority of players think. Like, what would they want to do? Like, if they would talk to most of the guys that were voting on, say, hey, what do you guys want to do? Like, make some suggestions because what we're doing is not working. This
No.
is
The
bad.
The winners got 84 grand. The losers got 42 grand. So that's a nice payday
you
for
get some
showing
money
up.
out of it.
Yeah, the NFC won the games, plural. I guess that's how they say it. 35-33, whatever that means. Coach Elon Manning got a Gatorade bath. I wonder if you could have bet on that this weekend. So
Payton was pissed he lost.
he was.
He was
the
pissed
one
for
thing.
real.
I know he was pissed for real.
He don't want to
They
lose.
can't do that.
I know.
When they down the ball, he was like, "They can't do that. That's against the rules."
Justin Jefferson was waving them off. Bye.
that's funny.
Another thing on last night. Then we'll get into the teeth of the sports was the 30 for 30 bullies of Baltimore about the Baltimore Ravens. I thought it was a good one. I liked it, but it's so funny to see.
Did they find a white suit?
Where Ray Lewis came
Did they
from.
find Ray Lewis's white suit?
Where Ray Lewis came from, like in 2000 to how he's progressed and become like this darling now. I mean, it is. I've never seen anything like it.
He almost went to jail
for murder.
Yes.
But allegedly, he they do touch on that. They do touch on that. It was wild.
I thought the Grammy Awards sucked too.
I never watched the Grammys. I did watch a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that the one linebacker imitating Shannon Sharp. I always laugh at that. So that was hilarious to me.
And it was good to see the Goose, man. I couldn't. I mean, Tony Siragusa, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I was sad to. It was great to see him, but sad to remember that he was gone.
And my brother-in-law, Jersey Mike, he worked, and Luigi, and my cousin Luigi, they both worked Tony Siragusa's wedding in Jersey.
out of
It
here.
was a bash. It was a bash.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you think of the Grammys?
Oh, they sucked.
Yeah.
And Madonna, I don't even know what happened to her.
What do you mean? She's 265.
No, come on, man. She's not that old. This was a beautiful woman. If you see her now, she looks like Granny Smith. I don't know what the hell did she do to herself.
Well, when you start having all those injections and
That's what I'm saying.
surgeries and putting plastic and all that stuff everywhere, you
everything
start
else.
morphing into something like an alien.
Oh my goodness! I absolutely
Horrible.
It is horrible. I watched 30 minutes of the Grammys, which was 30 minutes I will never get back in my life.
What I do is I record it, watch other stuff, and then go back and fast forward through. Once I ran out of fast forward space, I was like in hell. I was in absolute
You would have
hell.
been right with Sam Smith in the devil outfit.
Oh my
I
God!
mean, come on,
That's when I ran out of fast forward space. Him and Adele.
right. Oh my goodness, dressed up like the devil. The devil
Sam Smith
worship.
was?
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't watch it.
unbelievable. Guys, it's Super Bowl week. Have you noticed? Let's go Eagles and Chiefs. Plus, Kyrie Irving traded. Lots to get to today, but first
was?
a message from yes, he was Les Stanford. Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick GMC. That's right, Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know. Go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. And of course, if you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, Les Stanford is standing strong right there in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. For more, you can find the brand you want under one umbrella. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com. Find new roads.
Find them.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big Super Party. Wait, we can't say Super. We really can't say. Come join us at our Super Party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports Super Party. Well, our Super Party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
At Alta, uptime
it matters.
Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, give Alta Rental a try. They've got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Welcome back, WoodwardSports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon today. Tom Mazawey in his usual seat. And, of course, Fletch and JB. Super Bowl 57, Chiefs and Eagles this week.
Can I say something?
Please.
I've hardly heard a peep about the Super Bowl. And that's very rare, that you really don't hear anything. The week prior, I know it's a deader week, it's a quieter week, but I've really not heard or saw a story about anything.
Interesting point you make about this, because I was talking to somebody I work with today who is a casual sports watcher, big events, Super Bowl, and she was like, I'm just not into this Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I don't think we have it, but Field Yates tweeted out today the stats. Both teams are 16-3. Both teams have the same amount of points. Exactly the same amount of points. Both teams have the same amount of Pro Bowlers. Like, both teams are number one seeds. There's not a lot of... Nobody hates anybody in this Super Bowl. That's the problem.
Maybe you're right.
Usually, there's got to be a team that you don't like. There's got to be... you don't want to see Tom Brady in there. Or... You're rooting for Matthew Stafford or against him. Emotionally, there's just no connection to this Super Bowl because nobody's bad.
Last year, we were so involved last year because of Matthew Stafford.
Right.
Even us here in Detroit, especially.
And the year prior, you had the Tom Brady angle with the Bucs. And before, there's always some kind of really big story that you can root for or against. There's no root against in this Super Bowl, I feel like. There is no hate. There is nobody that you hate in this Super Bowl.
No, I think this is one of the rare Super Bowls where like you kind of can root for either team or either like quarterback because the stories are unique. One quarterback is an underdog who was benched in college. His story is kind of unique. I've watched. They did something on Jalen Hurts where they were kind of going through his background of the things that he's went through and how he's become a great leader for the Eagles. And then you look at the chosen one, Mahomes, who clearly people are saying could be the next guy. So it's a bunch of feel good stories, but there is, like you said, there's nothing to hate about this Super Bowl.
And I think a couple of people in the chat mentioned the Eagles, but the problem with the Eagles is people love this quarterback. People love that head
Jalen
coach.
Hurts, right?
You know what I mean? How do you root against Jalen Hurts? Like, I'm rooting for Kansas City just because I picked a team, and I think every league needs that one team that everybody shoots for. In years past, it was Tom Brady. Everybody was rooting. Everybody was shooting to beat Tom Brady. Everybody, whether it was Matthew Stafford last year shooting to beat Tom Brady. There's nobody that you shoot to beat anymore, and now it has to be, to me, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, because you can't keep getting to this game and losing it. This will be the third Super Bowl they played in 4 or 5 years?
Yeah, but they're 1-1 so far.
1-1. You can't be 1-2. Then you start becoming LeBron James.
Well, it's better than being 0-4. The Vikings 0-4.
No, I
the Bills.
understand that, but again,
I get it, but he's got time, bro.
Yeah, he has time, but if he wants to build upon what we think he could be, which is the predecessor to Tom Brady, you can't get behind too far.
Sure, I get it.
But I mean, how good he is I just can't see him not getting back. But you never know. Like Dan Marino went his rookie year, right?
Right.
Never went back.
Right.
So you don't know how these things play out. It's once you get there, you have to take advantage of it because, injuries happen. All sorts of things may happen through the course of a season, so you want to take advantage of it.
I'm talking to my daughter just today. Lily's up at MSU, and Abby's over at Grand Valley. Maddie's home with us. But Abby just talks to me, and I'm like, honey, she's like, Dad, there's no football on today. I'm like, I know, and I was telling her, well, you can watch the Pro Bowl games, or I'm like, put on bowling. You know, I was trying to talk her into watching bowling. She's like, next week is the Super Bowl. I'm really going to miss not seeing Joe. I'm like, Joe Burrow? He's like, yep. She's like, and Lily. Different conversation. Oh, I wish Joe was in this game. Out of the blue. Joe Burrow, and I said to them, they're like, you think he'd be back next year, Dad? I'm like, I don't know. It is so hard to make it to this game. Mm-hmm. So you're right, Ryan. You don't know when Patrick Mahomes is going to make it back to this game. He's taken up most of the salary cap going forward now. Right. Same thing for Josh Allen and the Bills. Right. It ain't a rookie contract anymore. Now you got to figure out who you can keep, who you can't keep. The Chiefs are going to be without McCall Hardman. So they activated Clyde Edwards-Helaire today. So he'll be playing a little bit in this game. But it is very hard. Look at all the gauntlet you got to go through. 17 regular season games and those playoffs just to get to this game.
And everybody's got to stay healthy too. I mean, you take that for granted. And again, the thing with both of these quarterbacks, both of these teams, both of these coaches is that there's really nobody to root against.
How do you not love Andy Reid?
Like I said, I'm rooting for the Chiefs, but if the Philadelphia Eagles win because of what that quarterback had to go through, and that head coach is just perfect for that city, I think I would feel pretty good about that.
Heck yeah.
It wouldn't bother me if they won. The only thing that would bother me, I got friends that are Eagle fans, and I really don't want them to win. That's the only reason I'm kind of rooting.
That's because they took you out last time.
Well, that could be part of it too. Yeah. But you know, I don't really care. I hope it's a really good game. I don't want a blowout or
There hasn't been many good games in the playoffs. We talked about it.
This has been a dud of a playoff. But again,
just decent ones.
Back to your original point, Maz, about the lead up to the Super Bowl. We haven't heard. We don't feel like a lot of stories or storylines.
Is tonight the night that they have it on NFL Network and they do the Super Bowl preview, each team?
The media day is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's the media day.
Okay.
Tomorrow's the media day where everybody sits there. There's no news. I mean, I think the biggest news today came from Tom Brady.
Yep.
To be honest with you, Tom Brady told Colin Cowherd that he will join the Fox booth in 2024.
Yeah.
Not next year. So next year, 2023, it'll still be Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen in the top booth. He'll join in 2024. So he is essentially literally taking a year off of football.
He said he wants to spend it with his family.
Or is he? That's the next thing, Tom Mazawey.
Yep.
And he also told Colin Cowherd. Colin Cowherd said, is there even a 1% chance that you return? And Maz, what did he say?
He didn't answer the question.
He did not answer the question.
He basically just kept talking about how he played and how he's proud of himself, that he made it this many years, and it's he feels it's the right time to walk away. But really, didn't really even say walk away. He just kind of talked in general terms. The guy doesn't say, he's smart. He doesn't say a damn thing. He's the only guy that can talk, and you're not going to hear a damn thing come out of his mouth.
With him, I mean, we're already talking about Tom Brady, but would anybody be shocked if, Brock Purdy's not ready next year and Trey Lance gets off to a really, really bad start? Hey, you want to come back for half a season? Something like that.
I mean, you never know.
Maybe that's why he doesn't go to the booth next year, so he doesn't bounce back and forth. He leaves that window open a little bit.
Man.
I wouldn't be mad at him.
What do you think that does for a legacy, Lindsey? I mean, we talk about legacy all the time. Does that matter? Does that hurt somebody's legacy? Because I don't think it does, but in other people's eyes, you become a caricature of. I don't know why people would care, but I would love to see Tom Brady continue to play.
I don't see how it could hurt his legacy, what he's accomplished already. You can't take that away. You can't tarnish that. I mean, he's won 7 Super Bowls. Like, who would have ever thought anybody could win 7 Super Bowls as a quarterback? Nobody.
Right.
Like, we were never talking about, when Joe Montana won 4, and Tom has, almost doubled that. So I don't care what he does. It's his choice. If he decides to come back and try to, give it one more try, then that's on him. And, I mean, we all would love it. It would be the biggest news going on if he decided to.
No doubt. By the way, the Media Day, Super Bowl Media Day is live tonight.
Oh, it's
I was just looking
live
at my
tonight.
I was just looking at my Xfinity app.
So you can watch that tonight on the NFL Network.
I'm probably not going to watch it. I got to be honest with you.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you going to watch? What are they going to say?
Exactly. It was always the most boring thing ever.
We'll get, unless you have like a Marshawn Lynch there or somebody like that you.
I'm only here so they don't find me.
Somebody that kind of puts himself out there like that. The Lions did hire former Colts running backs coach Scotty Montgomery. Just talking about some of the news and notes that happened today. He's going to be an assistant head coach and running backs coach. So this is the guy, Scotty Montgomery, that will replace Deuce Staley on the staff in both roles. Deuce Staley was assistant head coach and, of course, running backs coach. So this is a hire, apparently, according to Tom Pelissero, that multiple teams had interest in Scotty Montgomery.
That's good.
Again, this is reported to be a strong and respected veteran addition to the coaching staff for the Detroit Lions.
Aaron Glenn is still part of the staff right now. Word on the street is he's out of the running for the Cardinals head coaching job, but the Colts have not said anything yet about their head coaching job, and he was still in the run for that, although we feel it's Jeff Saturday's
Those
job.
are the only 2 jobs open right now, correct?
Yeah.
Well, Panthers are done.
Yeah, Panthers
Colts
are done.
are open.
Houston's done.
Houston's done.
Denver's done.
Denver's done.
So it's just Arizona and Indianapolis.
Wow. That's it?
I know.
Yep.
Last year there were 9 openings. This year there are 5.
That's right.
Last year there were
all the other coaches basically canned their assistants
that's
to keep their job.
That's right. I mean, that's what happened this year because a couple of months ago the report came out that NFL owners are paying out in excess of $800 million to coaches to no longer coach. They sign these coaches to the big time contracts and then they fire them, and that's why Matt Patricia essentially has been let go from New England. Detroit was paying his salary in New England, and now they're done and they fire him.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
It is crazy. So I think a lot of owners were like, ooh, I don't know about this. You get rid of your assistants. That's what happened in Los Angeles for the Chargers. That Brandon Staley had to get rid of his offensive coordinator. We've seen 10 coordinator position openings this year. So,
by the way, that spread in the Super Bowl has not moved either. That's a rare thing. That just shows you how status quo this game is.
We'll see what happens.
Nothing is moving. The Eagles are still a 1.5-point favorite, which I think is a mistake. I think the Chiefs are the bye on that one. Although I'm rooting for the Eagles, I think the Chiefs will win.
Think so?
At least now. On Monday. We'll see how it is on Friday.
Brandon Ayuk of your 49ers said that the Chiefs will expose the Eagles' defense. That passing offense will expose the Eagles' passing defense. So,
Darius Slay's not going to be too happy to hear that.
No, I'm sure he won't.
Ayuk is, he's kind of salty like me.
Yeah.
He's just talking. I mean, but, hey, who cares? I don't know.
Hey, before we move off of the Pro Bowl, and I know we kind of did already, but did you see what who was it that talked? Oh, Josh Jacobs.
He's the running back.
He's the running back for the Raiders. That's his home stadium that they played in. And they asked him, "What did you think of the Pro Bowl?" He kind of said, "Well, here's what he said, right?"
He said, "This bleep is stupid." He goes on to say that, oh my gosh, that's what I said. He went on to say that the NFL should just send the players and their families on vacation.
There you go.
That's exactly what I said last week.
Yep.
Just name them to the team, send them on a
to
vacation.
Hawaii.
Make it a true Pro Bowl, because the true Pro Bowl guys took off.
Right.
Josh Allen went and played golf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what they should do.
Aaron Rodgers played golf.
Absolutely.
They talked to Aaron Rodgers too. He kind of said, "I hear all the Devontae Adams stuff out there, and We'll see how it goes.
He's going to the Raiders.
Yeah, it looks like that now.
Jets.
Guys, Kyrie Irving is on the move. Speaking of players who are on the move, he is. He goes to Dallas. We'll get Lindsey's take on that. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience. And you can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the down payment on your dream home up to $200,000. There are 26 locations in Metro Detroit, many more nationwide. Wherever you are watching, wherever you are listening, there is a Lady Jane's near you. Find one. Of course, 7 days a week. They're open. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this season with the
Decked
return
out,
of the
yes, it
Cadillac
is.
Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway's got the giant slide, the winter bumper cars, and of course that indoor arcade. But you can also grab a drink at the Lodge before or after any Wings or Piston home game. You got to get down there. You got to check it out. Shop, eat, and play downtown anytime with Decked Out Detroit. And of course, you can always check them out at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Very good. Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon Edwards today. Hey, if you are watching or listening on Apple, I guess you would listen to it. Subscribe to the Ermanni and Edwards with Maz podcast. Sorry for no picture on the Maz situation.
Yeah,
but,
what's up with that?
It'll be just fine. It'll be just fine. Subscribe. Leave a 5-star review. Very good. Kyrie Irving, one of the most. Listen, this guy is one of the most interesting. If nothing else, he's interesting. He's one of the more interesting players we've seen in this game in a long time. And he cannot find a home. 4 teams now in 7 years, in really the prime of his career. He's being traded to Dallas for Dorian Finney-Smith. I like that player, by the way, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Good defender.
Spencer Dinwiddie, who goes back to Brooklyn now. He had his best years as a member of the
Wish the Pistons would have kept him.
Yep, a 2029 first-round pick and second-round picks to the Nets. So Dallas now...
When's that first-round pick?
2029.
2050?
So Dallas goes all in on Kyrie. Lindsey Hunter, when you heard this, what did you make of it?
Well, I just, of course, I heard the backstory. It was, negotiations fell apart. And after that, Kyrie demanded a trade. I look at it as business. And I think we all should look at it as business and not try to vilify Kyrie so much, because I think if he was in the business world, he'd be looked at as a shrewd businessman, right? Mm-hmm.
Right.
So he's trying to make the best decision for his future. He wanted a max contract, Now, any owner has the right to make the decision that, well, considering your track record and the things that we've been through, that I don't want to give you, I'm not comfortable giving you a, 4-year, $200 million deal. So then I feel like I should trade you. So, I mean, everybody has their right to do what they want to do. And I don't like all the way he handles every single thing. But if he feels like he's doing what's best for his future, then, hey, that's on him.
Do you think that did he drag Durant to Brooklyn, or was it the other way around?
No, it was Durant came because of him.
Yeah. What went wrong there?
Well, I don't know
Don't forget Harden too.
Yeah, they all three came.
I mean, is that one of the? I don't want to call it
The
a
Nets
failure,
have
but
had-
it's got to be a failure.
No, it definitely was a
huge
failure.
The Nets have
failure.
had three big three failures.
Well, you got to think about the when they first got there, Harden was injured, and they were on the verge of competing for a championship. You know, Kyrie goes down in the playoffs. They were the better team in that Milwaukee series.
Yep.
If you look back at it.
Yeah.
But and KD almost pulled it off without Kyrie. So when Kyrie went down, you kind of look at it as, man, injury. So they'll be back next year. And then you have the fallout with Harden. You know, Harden not wanting to be there, and they move him on. And
Why
now,
didn't he want to be there, Lindsey?
I mean, I've heard stories. I've heard stories about, you know, maybe they weren't getting along as well as, you know, they were supposed to or whatever. But, you know, things happen. Things happen. And you don't know anybody until you live with them. So they became teammates, you know, with Kyrie and KD. And it just didn't work. So they move on. And then you bring in, you know, you trade him to Philly. You bring Ben Simmons over. And you know, try to make that work. You know, and I think he has, 3 more years on his deal.
Oh my God!
And I don't
Stealing
know,
money.
And I don't know how you move him. So
Stealing money.
Now you're stuck. You move Kyrie, and now you have to convince KD that we're going to make this work and we're going to build it around you. But I don't know how they do it now. It's going to be tough to convince KD to stay.
I don't get this player though, man. Because at some point it becomes a you problem. Couldn't play with LeBron. Couldn't play with Durant. Couldn't play in Boston. How does it work for Dallas? I mean, I understand Dallas trying to take the shot on him. I mean, but on the other hand, if you're Dallas, why not just keep Jalen Brunson? Why don't you just pay Jalen Brunson all that money? And he's 4 years younger. But I don't know.
Look, when Kyrie wants to play, there ain't many players better than him.
Right.
So that's why you don't pay Jalen Brunson. It's not the same thing. But this guy, he's a cancer. Sorry, Lindsey. You wouldn't want him on your team because he's going to pick and choose when he wants to play. He's going to the squeaky wheel. It's always something. What the Nets paid him and what he gave them, he was like Bonnie and Clyde to the Brooklyn. He was. He robbed them. He robbed them, and they are a mess. It's their fault. They had the choice years ago when they made the trade for Kevin Garnett and the other two characters that didn't work out. The Celtics took all their money and all their first-round picks, and then they do it again this time. They're a mess. The Nets have been a mess since the day they came into the NBA in 1976, and I keep going back to that day as an 11-year-old. Let's see, I was 14 years old. And I woke up on that Friday morning. I couldn't wait for Dr. J and the Nets to play against the Lakers. They were going to be the CBS game of the week. Welcome Dr. J to the NBA. And what do I read in the freaking paper? Dr. J sold to the 76ers for $1 million. Because Roy Bowl, the owner of the Nets, who was a piece of crap, was owed so many people money that he had to they didn't trade him, they sold him for $1 million. No draft picks, no nothing. Since that day, they have never recovered. They are a sham of a franchise. Believe me, I went to many Nets games in my life, watched Albert King, Buck Williams, the rest of them. They're never going to win. Jason Kidd got him close. They're never going to win. Ever. The Knicks own that town, and the Knicks won the championship when I was 11. Look at me now.
You know, it's funny. It's funny though too. Like Kyrie Irving is playing his best basketball of the season now.
Yep, the Nets were playing great,
and the Nets were playing
I would
good.
have kept them.
So I guess I just don't understand how that even goes down.
So from what I heard, they were negotiating, and Kyrie, I guess, in negotiations, they said that they wanted to tie his contract into them winning a championship. So instead of just saying, hey, we're going to negotiate you 4 years, whatever, they were like, no, it's going to be incentive laced into you winning a championship. Now, as a player and I'm negotiating, what does that have to do with my money? Like, I want to win, of course. And But you can't tie that into, me winning a championship to get my money.
Mm-hmm.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Do you like this for Dallas?
I do because I think it takes a lot of the pressure, off of Luka. And you got a guy next to you now who's just as dynamic as you are, who is unguardable. So if they can play any resemblance of defense, they'll be tough to beat, and nobody will want to see those two guys in the playoffs.
They got nothing to lose because if he sucks and the chemistry don't work, just don't re-sign him. Just let him walk.
Right. But
that's what I would have done if I was the Nets. The Nets, to me, if you just play the year out, maybe have a chance to win the championship, your last chance to win a championship would have been this year.
Right.
If you let him walk, who cares? You got Spencer Dinwiddie and this other guy and some pick in 2050. I don't give a damn about those second-round picks. They got like 20 second-round picks. They literally traded him for a bag of balls. So hold on to the guy and see if you can win a championship. I think it was a horrible move by the Nets.
Well, I think after negotiations broke down, I'm not sure, but I heard that Kyrie wouldn't. I don't know if he just decided he wasn't going to play again until he was traded or what. I don't know if that's
good.
True.
Then take his money away.
I don't right. I don't know if that's true or not. But think about it. This all stemmed from what? Him not wanting to be vaccinated.
Right.
That's how this started. And the rules in New York.
Yeah, they're awful. They're awful rules. Right. Awful. Right. We already talked about it. An unvaccinated player on a visiting team could play, but he can't. But he can go sit in the front row.
Right. That's
it was the stupidest thing ever.
Right.
And I'm from there. It's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
So he was vilified for that, right?
I don't vilify him for that.
Well, a lot of people did. And then he had the incident where he tweeted out the movie.
Yeah. I don't even care about that.
Right. Well, a lot of people did. Yeah. I mean, the owner was really, really, upset about it, and he suspended him and made him go through.
Well, it's an anti-Semitic movie.
Yeah, an 8-step program to apologize. Right.
Yeah.
So all of that combined with some of the quirky things that he says and some of the things that he does, a lot of people look at him as a bad guy.
The best way to handle a quirky guy, though, is find him another quirky guy.
Right. That's
what Mark Cuban. Right?
Right. And see, and the thing about it, man, if you really knew, I did some, I've heard a lot of things that Kyrie does in the community.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
He's a great guy that cares about people, man. Yes. This dude has donated so much money to needy people in our community that to say he's a bad guy, I can't go that far and say that. Now, to say some of the decisions that he makes and some of the things he says is kind of weird.
He's a bad teammate.
Well, I don't even know if he's a bad teammate because I've never heard anybody on his team speak out against him. I've never heard one of his teammates say this dude is a bad teammate. I've never heard that. Now, there are some guys that I have heard that about.
Yeah.
But Kyrie's not one of them. I've never heard anybody say that he was a bad teammate.
I'm just butthurt. What could I tell you? That's just the way I feel. I feel like my team got the raw end of the deal.
They did.
They really did.
They did.
What does it mean for Kevin Durant? What does it mean for the league? What does it mean for the Western Conference? We'll touch on all of these things and why he was not traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll have that for you as well. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
The worst thing that could have happened if he went there for me. Anyway, Chili Peppers Tanning. Even everybody loves Chili Peppers Tanning. Right here, 2 of them out of the 27 locations, 2 right here on Woodward Avenue. And if you join the Pepper Club, they're going to beat all competitors by $5 on unlimited tanning, and you get the cleanest salons in the D. They're going to take great care of you. Make sure you're looking great when you exit Chili Peppers Tanning. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans is your vitamin D headquarters. It is ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Centron is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a line of sparkling flavored energy beverages and premium bottled water. Centron is fashionable, functional, and fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, Centron is your top choice. Drink it, live it with Centron.
Just totally off the sports topic. There is video, essentially, of air traffic control from the Austin airport.
Austin, Texas?
Austin, Texas.
Is it still icy there?
Is it?
Almost the worst air disaster in decades. Planes 75 feet away from each other, literally landing. One was landing and one was taking off on the same runway.
God.
And they came within 75 feet of each other.
Oh, my God.
It was a FedEx plane and a Southwest Airlines plane.
Holy.
Can you ever imagine? The Southwest Airlines plane was cleared for takeoff on one runway, and the FedEx plane was cleared for landing, and the FedEx plane went like over top of the plane.
Is there a video?
There's animated video of it. There is not actual video, but it's animated video. I put it on my Twitter. It is unbelievably.
I hate flying.
I do too. I do too.
Lindsey, you flew on Round Ball 1, didn't you? Back in the day?
Yep.
How was that plane?
Round Ball 1 and Round Ball 2.
I remember it was a big deal when the Pistons got that
They were
plane.
the
The
first
Bad
team,
Boys,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
They were the first team with their own plane.
Mr. Davidson, huh?
Yep. I mean, I hate flying too, man. I've flown so much. I'm like burnt out. I'd rather like drive if I can. You know, but that's scary, man.
Yeah.
I remember. I think when we were in the finals, and after we played the first 2 games in L.A., we were flying back, and we must have hit an air pocket, and we dropped.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about we dropped, and the flight attendant hit the ceiling.
Oh my.
Yeah, she went up, hit the ceiling, and then hit the floor.
No kidding.
Yep. We, everything went back to normal, and we came on back to Detroit.
Incredible.
Wow. Yeah.
What'd you play? Were you? What'd you guys do on that plane? Little poker tournament. What else did you guys do?
Yeah, it wasn't poker, and I didn't gamble. They played Boo-Ray. Yeah, it's a card game.
Never heard of it.
I guess it's kind of like euchre, Tonk or something. It's similar to Tonk, but it's an extra card. They played Boo-Ray. Oh man, I'm talking about, and they were losing.
Was that Rashid? Was he the leader of that?
No, it was always Ben and Chauncey and Rip and Tayshawn and those guys played Boo-Ray, man. And
Boo-Ray.
Yeah. Before
That's
Joe retired,
great.
Joe used to play too. Joe and Grant Long.
Gosh.
Man, it was a bunch of money being lost.
Oh my gosh, it's great.
Yeah.
Cash money.
Back to the NBA. What do you think this does for the Western Conference now? I mean, I look at this Western Conference. There's 4 games that separates the 3 seed and the 12 seed.
Right.
4 games. Dallas right now, 2 games back of that 3 seed. Sacramento. How about Sacramento, man?
Mike Brown.
Got to give them a lot of credit.
Mike Brown has them rolling, man.
Yeah.
They're playing well, and they got a deserving player that should be an All-Star. De'Aaron Fox should be on the All-Star team.
Denver clearly the lead dog in that conference right now. Just Kyrie in Dallas with Luka. Does that elevate them to be the second best team on there talent-wise, or Clippers, Suns? I mean, who's in the West? I mean, does Memphis scare you still a little bit?
Memphis is so up and down.
Yeah, I know.
They struggle. Denver clearly is the cream of the crop. I think the Clippers have shown that they can, scare some people. They if they can stay healthy.
Is Kawhi Leonard still in the NBA?
I mean, sometimes he is. Talk about load management.
Right.
But it's funny
Just
because
wait till April.
Hey, he never gets criticized though. Think about it. Nobody ever really talks about Kawhi. Never really plays a lot. You know
why? Because the regular season is a complete waste of time.
That's not a waste of time, man.
Come on,
it's not.
82 games.
Yes, that's part of the journey. If you can make it through 82 games and still go win the championship, you have achieved a lot. You've accomplished a lot.
Wouldn't you rather play 60 games?
No. 82. Leave it alone. They are. Look, most of these guys sit out anyway, and they have all the technology. They have portable ice machines.
Oh, yeah.
Masseuses that travel with them. They have sleep therapists. They have
and
nutrition.
They still get hurt.
And they get hurt more so than anybody that played back in the day,
Without
which I don't
question.
understand.
Hey, did you see what the owner of the Nets said, Joe Tsai?
Oh, this is great.
Joe Tsai.
First of all, I was praying that Kyrie wouldn't go to the Lakers. That's the one thing that would have ruined me for the NBA forever.
He had one objective. Joe Tsai, Nets owner, said he had one objective in trading Kyrie. Did not want to send him to the Lakers.
Good for you.
Now,
good for you, Joe.
Like, for me, I don't know if you say that publicly, though. If I'm an owner of a team who just got rid of one of my best players, if not the best point guard to play in over 10, 15 years, I would want my fan base to know that I didn't get rid of him for a bag of balls. I would want my fans to know that we did the best we could for our franchise. Whatever deal we were going to get the best deal for our team. Now, if he added that line too, and I didn't want to send him to the Lakers, that would be one thing. But the one objective you had was not to send him. But your main objective should be to make your team better,
right?
To get the most assets you could for your team,
right?
Not you didn't want to send him to L.A.
Listen to me for a second. If I'm the owner of the Nets and Kyrie did what he did to me, I would have told him, if I could have sent him to Houston, I would have. I would have loved to send him to Houston. Or even worse, send him here to the Pistons. Okay? I would have sent him. I would have traded.
Even worse to the Pistons.
That's what I'm saying. You said even worse.
I would have freaking traded him to the two last place teams in the NBA if I had my druthers. If I was Joe. You want to go? Go ahead. Go. That's where you're going. Go play in Houston.
What about LeBron James was not
that
happy about
crybaby. He's
coming
crying
for you
again
today, Lindsey.
Look at him whining.
Maybe it's
whine.
me. LeBron James, following the announcement that Kyrie Irving is going to Dallas, maybe it's me. I do think LeBron thought this was his best opportunity to make a run in the West. Absolutely, to kind of get with Kyrie again, no?
No doubt.
Yeah.
You put Kyrie with him and Anthony Davis, no brainer. No brainer.
Speaking of legacies, is this tarnishing? This Laker experiment is totally going south. I mean,
but they knew this in the beginning.
They need the bubble.
You knew when you bring LeBron to your team, there is no developing young guys. That's out the window. You're mortgaging your future to win now.
But they can't even get to a 500 record.
Well, you can't keep Anthony Davis healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, every time he runs up and down the court, you fear that he's going to be out the next day or the next month if he falls. So, if they can keep him healthy, I think they can compete. But I just can't see them, I don't know. Maybe they can win around if they get the right seed. But if not, if they end up, having a play-in game and getting that 8th and 7th seed, they're going to be up against it.
Hey, what's up with KD now? Before we move on, what happens with KD now? Kevin Durant.
There's 2 opportunities already. The Suns want him.
Everybody wants
him.
The Celtics.
And the Celtics,
who we're going to see tonight here at Little Caesars Arena.
If he goes to the Celtics, then they're not losing.
First of all, he'll never get to the Celtics because in order for him to get to the Celtics, they got to give up one of those 2 guys.
Jaylen Brown.
They would have to give up Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. Okay, but you're going to win this year. Lindsey, you're going to win if you get Kevin Durant. You're going to win.
Strong possibility. I wouldn't be willing to give up those two.
What if he goes to Phoenix? What do you have to give up in Phoenix?
They got a lot though. They got a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're not. I mean,
it's got to fit, right? Don't it have to fit?
Yeah, it has to fit.
Like the salary cap, the way the NBA is, it's hard to make a trade in the NBA. That's why you don't see these blockbuster deals.
It has to be within 10% of the salaries. So
when's the trade deadline? It's coming up here pretty soon, isn't it? Any day now.
Yeah, it's like what's today?
It's this week.
The 9th? Is it the 9th?
We'll find out.
Yeah,
it's this week.
9th. Yeah.
Thursday, the 9th.
Thursday.
Yep. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
Thursday the 9th. So we'll see. We'll see what the Pistons. I mean, I gotta tell you, Lynn, I love the Pistons. I mean, the Pistons to me, one of my first sports memories is the Bad Boys winning the one of the first was losing to the Celtics in '87. But I mean, I can't watch this group. I can't watch them. They just make me so mad.
Well, let's charge it to them being young.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they are young, but this lack of defense and I mean, I'm all for the over, but I mean, I love the over. I think if you bet the under, you're a wimp. But I mean, you take the over in every Pistons game because they ain't playing defense.
Yeah, we struggle defensively. I don't know what we rank right now, but it's got to be like lower 20s, I'm sure. We were in the studio the other night when we played the Mavericks, and we were talking about keys to the game.
Hold Luka under what?
Hold Luka under 40 was one of our keys, and he got 50.
Pistons are 29th out of 30 teams.
Oh, God.
By half a game.
No. I'm talking about
29th ranked in defense.
29th ranked defense.
They're a half a game out of the last spot in the entire NBA. And it's only because Houston played one less game than them.
That's bad. Yeah, we're pretty bad. We got to get better, and I think with the last part of the season, I think we'll focus more on getting better defensively. We got some talent though. We got some talent. Of course, without Cade, that hurts us a lot. But it's allowing the other young guys to play and kind of feel their way through and see what they're good at and what they need to get better at. So that's a good thing. Duran has showing some promise. Yeah. I think he's going to be really, really good. Ivy is showing that he has some ability, especially in open court. He has to get better at making decisions in the half court. And defensively,
get tougher.
Defensively he has to, get better. But we got a lot of promise in the future. I mean, I don't think we'll make any moves. From what I'm hearing, we're going to stand pat and keep our guys and, hopefully get a great draft pick.
Let me ask you this: if you don't get the number one, you don't get Victor. Number two is this kid Scoot. He's a point guard. How many point guards are you going to take? Do you still take him?
I would take Scoot. I would take Scoot, and I'd have
then
Scoot.
What?
I'd have Scoot at the 1. I'd have Ivy at the 2, and I'd have Cade at the 3.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
Okay.
Look, because
you know more than me.
But the thing about it, the way our league is now, this league is it's positionless now. So you sometimes you have 4 guards out there with a big. So it wouldn't bother me to have 4 perimeter players out there, with Durham in the middle and, playing bogey at the 4, and we go small ball and we space and we pace in space.
That would be fun.
Kevin Durant would be fun too.
A lot of what's that?
Kevin Durant would be fun.
It would never happen, right?
No.
Why not?
Because KD's his team has just turned into a rebuilding project, so I don't think he'd want to go anywhere else to rebuild. Right?
Remember last year when we played the Nets and how
complimentary
he was of Cade and his team? I don't know. Like you said, if he comes and they get the number 1 pick,
well, that's different.
They could take it off the sheet, man.
Yeah, that's different. You get Victor and Cade and KD, you're different now.
No doubt.
But hey, how likely is that to happen?
Right.
I don't know. I'll play the lottery.
Guys, we're going to take a break. Hour number 2 coming up. Going to get some NFL draft going. I've got something to say about the NFL draft. We'll go around the NFL. with Maz. We got a lot to get to. Hour number 2 coming up, but first a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts, have been for over 90 years. When you see this black and yellow sign out in front of your house, tells the bad guys one thing: stay out. Whether you are at home or on the road, their 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you stay safe. Customized solutions from real experts. Technology backed by people. Call this number right here, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy, especially if you get on down there and try that classic meatloaf. Who doesn't love a great meatloaf, especially during the winter? And how about that Cajun chicken Alfredo? That one is right up my alley. I love that. That is good stuff, but the breakfast is what I'm going for. The stuffed potato pancakes, unreal. How about those eggs? The omelets, outstanding. The lumberjack, the Santa Fe garden, and the blockbuster. Try them all at your local Big Boy.
But don't go anywhere, because I got to tell you all about the Monroe Street Midway. Yes, the holidays might be done and over with, but the Midway is still going on strong right now. You got to get down there. You got to check out the Arctic Slide, the winter bumper cars, the indoor arcade, puck putt, and not to mention, of course, they're going to feed you down there. There's food available. They are serving you guys up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bite, plus gluten and vegan goodies as well. But coming soon, we got the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics. You'll be able to compete with the likes of Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Adam Baydoun, Ryan Ermanni. The Mavs will be down there, as well as the heavyweights for the Woodward Sports Monroe Street Midway Games. Check it out at deckedoutdetroit.com for more information, and of course, we will see you at the Midway.
Hey, Ryan, on the break, I was just out of the blue, I looked at Lindsey and I'm like, hey, Linz, do you think I'm too bitter? And he said, yep, man, I think you are. I got people on here saying Maz is just an angry man. Right, you know me, am I an angry man?
Why are you so mad?
I'm an angry sports fan.
So, listen.
I can't help it.
Listen,
I've been abused.
Listen, I gotta say this. There is nobody in my life that I laugh with the way I laugh with Tom Mazawey.
Oh, man.
Some of the stuff that we talk about and laugh at.
What did Chip say about me the other day, your buddy Chip?
So listen. So I put up, I was the MC of my kid's school auction.
St. Paul, shout him out.
Shout him out. I don't want to put out where my kids go to school.
St. Joan, I meant. St. Joan.
And I put up for auction, come check us out at Woodward Sports. You could be on the air with us for 10 minutes one day. And my buddy's dad bought the auction just to give him grief about he hates Maz because of his Michigan football takes and his J.J. McCarthy hate.
I love Michigan.
but again, he's always bitter about Michigan and J.J. McCarthy and this, that, the other thing. But I laugh with you more than I laugh with anybody in the world. So I will give you that.
Lindsey still thinks I'm bitter, though.
That's okay. I mean, I understand. Kyrie even donated money to a nonprofit a student nonprofit through Michigan.
Nice.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he did.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at that. I love that.
Man.
He's still a bum.
So, hour number 2. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. However you are consuming Woodward
the Mavericks
Sports, we appreciate it. WoodwardSports.com. A great new website there if you're watching live. And of course, however, there's so many different ways you could watch and listen. We appreciate it. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports. I want to bring this up about the NFL draft because I think I am at a point. There's another new draft on ESPN. We'll probably do it tomorrow. It's a 2-round mock draft. I'm not going to give it away now. If you want to do it, fine. We could. However you want to do it. But there's mock drafts that pop up all over every day. And I used to be obsessed with the mock draft. And I still get very excited about the mock draft in the NFL. It's one of my favorite things.
It's our Super Bowl.
It's one of my favorite things to do is watch a mock draft.
Right.
But I think because of how comfortable I am with Brad Holmes selecting these players, I am less enthusiastic about mock drafts. Meaning, I don't have as much conviction about what the Lions should do. Now, I'm just at a point, whether it's a quarterback, whether it's an offensive lineman, whether it's a defensive lineman, whether it's a defensive back, whoever Brad Holmes selects at number 6, I'm cool with. Like last year, and I was, I was being, Malik Willis, number 2. You got to get your quarterback, Malik Willis. I mean, I thought Jared Goff sucked. Coming off the year that he did. I thought this team needed a quarterback, and I thought Malik Willis was the best one. Bad take. But at the same time, this year I'm kind of going around. Now, I would not be upset at all if the Lions went offense in this first round. I just wouldn't. If they got the quarterback at 6 because C.J. Stroud is on the board and they just can't pass him up and he can sit for a year and learn behind Jared Goff, and you select Bijan Robinson at number 18, is anybody going to be that upset with it, especially if they went out and picked 5 defensive players after that, including 2 defensive players in the second round, and spent all this free agent money on defensive help? Maybe made a trade for Jalen Ramsey or something like that. Something. Would people be terribly upset by that? The answer is no. And I'm using a lot of words to say that in Brad Holmes we trust.
Well, his track record speaks for itself. The draft he had last year, how many starters did he end up with out of that draft?
5 defensive starters.
That's my point. Like when a guy can go do that, then you definitely have confidence that, he's doing his due diligence and he knows exactly, he has a plan. Mm-hmm. And when you know a guy has a plan and his plan is actually working, then you have confidence in him. So why would you be leery of who he's drafting coming up this year?
I'm with you, brother. Honestly, I'm at peace this draft.
Yeah.
I'm excited because, I don't know what he's going to do. And that makes it exciting. And what I really love is the Lions are going to be talked about in this draft. You know how they're always the afterthought? I bring it up a million times. We all know when the Lions pick, they go to the commercial.
That's right.
Because everybody knows they're going to take a tight end.
Right. Yeah, whoever they take, most of the time they're not going to have video on the guy. I remember Jelani Tavai. They were like, Jelani Tavai? They had to go like the page 48 to find him. Nonetheless, they are a player now. They are exciting. And by the draft time, I think we'll have our new uniform or something else to talk about. I do believe that the Lions are officially on the board now as an NFL team. They were not an NFL team. They're a laughingstock. Every time I see something on Twitter or wherever I'm searching on ESPN, and they put up teams that have won the Super Bowl. How many teams? Patriots 6, Packers 4, Giants 4, and then there's no Lions on the board. And then under a little star on the bottom it says the Lions have not won a playoff game since 1991. unbelievable. That's an unbelievable stat that no one really knows how bad this team was, except us that we live here. Right. But I think those days are over.
Hey,
we're a team now. We are now in the NFL.
Without question. And don't get me wrong, I do have my opinions about who the Lions should select and the way to go about building a team, and I have strong feelings about that. But if those feelings are not that of Brad Holmes, I'm not going to crush him for it.
Correct.
Because his track record has proven that he knows what the hell he's doing.
Right.
No matter who he takes, he has a plan. Now, I don't think here's the disconnect that I have with a lot of the fans who are watching this. I don't feel you still should draft for position need yet. I think you look at your board and take the best available player. If that's a guard, it's a guard. If it's a quarterback, it's a quarterback. I don't think you're at the point yet where you have just this crazy, immense number of talented players that you can just go, oh, you need a defensive lineman? Well, let's take a defensive lineman. No. If that defensive lineman that you have is 5 places lower than your next, than the next guy on your list, take this guy here. No matter which position he is, upgrade the talent level of your team as a whole, not just by position, because you can take care of. You have the ability now to have a little bit more leverage when it comes to, well, you got some money. You can buy a defensive lineman here. You can buy a linebacker. You can buy a defensive back. If you aren't comfortable with who you get out of the draft this year, I just don't think they're at a point yet where they can draft for need. I think they still have to draft the best player available, whoever that is, and I will take their word for it because Brad Holmes has earned that. To me,
right. I understand what you're saying. I think everybody here is preaching defense because our defense was kind of
in a toilet, but it got better.
It got better in the latter part of the season, but I think everybody would probably agree. We want to go defense. We want to go, but I don't disagree with you necessarily going best available. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you take a quarterback that high. I mean, do you? If you trust what you got already, and you feel like he's going to be here because he's relatively young, right?
Yeah, he's 28 years old. Right. I mean, and again, this is, though, and the hope is that this is your last best chance to get a quarterback of the future. We will know on April 29th, or whatever date the draft is, how Brad Holmes truly feels about Jared Goff.
Oh, no doubt.
Because if they do take a quarterback, then you understand, look, this is a business, and is Jared Goff, I mean, Jalen Hurts going to get $50 million a year. So what's Jared Goff going to get, 38, 40 million? Are you willing to pay Jared Goff 38, 40 million? That's how you really have to understand this thing. To me. Now, if he doesn't pick a quarterback in that first round, whether it be Anthony Richardson or C.J. Stroud or whoever, well, then he's going to pay Jared Goff $40 million a year because I just don't know how you go about getting your quarterback of the future, again, because you hope that you're picking in the 20s and, hell, maybe even in the 30s for years to come.
Go back to the Penei Sewell draft, and, I was outspoken by saying who I wanted. I wanted Micah Parsons. I just wanted that position. I'm a New York Giant. I can't help it. Lawrence Taylor's birthday was yesterday.
Right.
The greatest football player ever put on a uniform, period. You ever see his videos? You ever see his tape? He changed the game. How nice would it be to have a guy like Micah Parsons on that defense? And I'm not going back to say he's better than Penei Sewell. Penei is his equal when it comes to a position. Penei was offensive line, and Micah is a linebacker, defensive end, and you want to call him, whatever. I would love to see the Lions get that kind of guy in this draft if he's out there.
Well,
that would be my number one want, and even more than a quarterback.
Maybe Will Anderson. So we can stay with this. I want to go around the NFL. Sean Payton has some words for Russell Wilson. He was introduced today had some words from Mr. Wilson. Pretty interesting already.
Oh, wow.
We'll get there next, but first a message from Custom Health Centers. Custom Health Centers gives you a customized approach to weight loss. Oh, baby, I'm looking good. Don't tell me that. I know when I'm looking good. Hey.
Looking good.
Feeling good. Thanks to Custom Health Centers. Down 16 pounds since I started the program. Well on my way to a 20-pound weight loss. You could start losing weight today. They take the willpower out of weight loss. Give them a call. 844-789-THIN. They'll let you know how you can do it. 844-789-THIN.
Thin to win.
Thin to win, baby.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for that new man cave? Well, Matrix has you covered. They are your basement remodel experts that also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens as well. With an A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau, why not give them a try? Call them today at 888-594-8844, or you can always check them out online at matrixhomesolutions.com.
Ask for Nate.
And we want to thank everybody at Matrix Home Solutions who were such gracious hosts on Friday for
Phenomenal.
us. Their grand opening out in Plymouth. Matrix Home Solutions, whether you want to do a basement, a bathroom, whatever the case may be, give our friends at Matrix Home Solutions a call or look them up online, matrixhomesolutions.com. A big bet alert that I'm getting, an MGM better bet $1 million on the Philadelphia Eagles money line, minus 125. So a $1 million bet will win this gentleman $800,000.
Just 800?
So $1 million to win 800,000. Yeah, minus 125. Eagles money line. Interesting. You know, it's only a 1.5, but if you bet $1 million
and you lose by a half a point,
you can't do it.
Can't.
Just give me the money line.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you
Pay the
can't
vig.
do it. Pay the vig on
Pay
it.
the vig.
That's right. Guys, so Sean Payton had his introductory press conference in Denver today, and this was one of the sound bites from the side session, and we want to courtesy. He's on Twitter at DMAC Radio, not Darren McCarty. Darren McGee, who is a talk show host, 104.3 The Fan in Denver. Here he is.
On the 30-second
Coach, Russell Wilson had a personal coach, Jake Heaps, in the building with access who wasn't on the staff.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that.
How do you feel about players having their own people off the staff in the building, access to the players?
Yeah, that's foreign to me. That's not going to take place here. I mean, I'm unfamiliar with it, but our staff will be here, our players will be here, and that'll be it.
Coach,
you can tell your coach to go take a hike. I was looking for a word.
What did Belichick
to
tell
use.
Brady about his personal trainer?
That's why he's in Tampa Bay.
Exactly.
That's why he's in Tampa Bay.
Well, Russell ain't going anywhere.
Right? Well, Russell's not going anywhere, but look, Russell Wilson knows just as much as anybody. You gotta. Seattle paid what's his name a lot of money as a free agent, the quarterback when he was in Seattle when Russell Wilson came in as a 3rd-round pick.
Right. Gosh.
The name escapes me now, but you know what I'm talking about.
He wasn't very good either.
He wasn't, but just because you make a big contract, you're a guy like Sean Payton, you got a lot of power. And I'm not saying that Sean Payton is not going to get Russell Wilson right, but if Russell Wilson does not want to fall in line, I feel like Russell Wilson was the leader in the building last year.
Matt Flynn, thanks,
Matt Flynn,
sauce.
thank you. Thanks, Clomp. Thanks,
right.
Clomp.
The Clomper.
Russell Wilson just did whatever he wanted last year. There was nobody that was going to tell him no. Sean Payton is the great equalizer.
Well, they changed coaches, remember? When they fired Nathaniel Hackett,
yeah,
we had Mark Schlereth. Remember, he says, when we finally got an adult in the building.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
though.
Russell Wilson listened to the adult and got better.
But that's my point. Last year, Russell Wilson could do whatever he wanted, and now he can't do that.
Well, the thing about it, in the NFL, we all know quarterbacks already have enough special treatment, right? They're quarterbacks. They're the guy. I'm hearing he had his own office in the building.
Yeah, that'll go away.
Right, but you can't allow one of your players to have their own office in a. I mean, who does that? And now you're separating him totally from the team. Like that makes everybody else feel like, I mean, who?
And parking spaces and everything.
Doesn't LeBron have his own office?
I doubt it.
Oh, okay.
He might in L.A. because he's going to need an office to try to rebuild it. But you don't do that, especially in football. With all those guys in the locker room, you know how football players are totally different animals than, everybody else. So, you making him feel like he's above everybody else, and now we're playing like crap. It all goes hand in hand. And I think, Sean Payton is going to nip that in the bud right away. Like, dude, take him out of here. Take this office out of here. Put him in there with the rest of the guys, and let's start doing things the right way.
And they're paying him $18 million a year to go do this. So, I mean, Sean Payton, I think if anybody could succeed in Denver, it's him.
I believe that Russell Wilson will have a renaissance year this year.
Yeah.
I do.
I think that's a good bet to win the Super Bowl next year.
I still think he has talent. Remember how many primetime games this team had? People expected this team to win. The only problem is they hired the wrong coach. They threw a year away. Let's face it. But you know what? It's going to work out in the long run here because they got themselves one of the best coaches in the league. And I believe Russell Wilson will bounce back big time this season.
Long shot to win the Super Bowl, too, 45-1.
Yeah.
Next year. That might not be a bad long shot.
AFC's tough
because it's an overcorrection. But again, if you get in, I mean, you got a chance, right? I mean, they play defense. You can run the football, and you see what happens. I think they're going to outcoach you just about every week. Denver's going to outcoach you, so we'll see. Tom Mazawey, I want to go around the NFL if we could.
Yeah, I'd love to.
So let's hit the music, JB. We'll get some of the big storylines in the NFL happening.
Here we go. Hey, how about those Chargers? Speaking about the AFC, the Chargers are going to make some changes here. They've got salary cap issues. So guess what? Keenan Allen and Gerald Everett are on their way out of L.A.
Keenan Allen makes $20 million a year. It's just so hard to pay these guys. I mean, Justin Herbert is going to get $50+ million a year. When you do that with your quarterback, guys, and this is again exactly why I keep talking about drafting the quarterback. If one of these three guys or one of these four guys, even Anthony Richardson, if you can stash Anthony Richardson and develop for a year, man, if you don't have to pay a quarterback $40 million a year, don't pay a quarterback $40 million a year. That's just where I'm at with it.
Yeah, but if you get one of those guys, you have to pay them.
If you get one of those guys.
Right.
If you believe Jared Goff is one of those guys, pay him whatever you want.
Right.
But if Jared Goff is
a bridge,
just a little bit above an average guy,
Yeah.
Which he is.
If you believe that Jared Goff is in the ilk of Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Hurts.
No, he's not that.
Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson. If you believe he's one of those guys, Justin Herbert.
That would be a hell of a quarterback, a Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
Two of those guys put together.
Absolutely. Guys, I got one more break here I got to take.
Yeah, sure.
And then we'll continue to go back against the NFL. But first, a message from Fairway Packing, one of my favorite places. I got the Fairway Packing pork chops.
Oh.
Let me tell you something.
Bone in or no?
Bone in.
Nice.
Berkshire pork chops. This thing was one of the most tasty, beautiful, perfect pork chops I ever had.
I
in my
love
life.
pork chops.
It was incredible.
Applesauce, too.
You can get just anything you want. Prime beef, dry-aged beef. Fairway Packing Company is the premier place to get your meat products in and around the city of Detroit. You can try the Burrata Blend Burgers, the award-winning Chop House Steaks, dry-aged tomahawk steak, Wagyu tomahawk steak. You can see why the top chefs in the country choose Fairway. And now you can walk into the steak shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods. You just walk in, you open the refrigerator doors, and you see exactly which steak you want, vacuum packed, whatever it is you want. You can just go pick it out. That's dinner tonight. Ooh, come on, baby.
Ask for Emmett.
Ask for Emmett, absolutely. Tell Nash we said hello. Fairway Packing Company, sourced, cut, aged, packed to perfection. Fairwaypacking.com.
Yum.
Fairwaypacking.com. Yum, yum.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date, and Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Email Mark today at mark@swissins.com. Once again, that's mark@swissins.com. It's Swiss Insurance. Give them a shot. Guarantee you won't be disappointed.
Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon today. Lindsey, having fun?
Absolutely.
We're not boring you too much, are we? Tom Mazawey, let's do it. Continue to go around the NFL here.
He didn't answer you when you said that, by the way. Did you notice that?
No, I was reading the chat.
They're abusing me as usual. Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals have narrowed their coaching search, supposedly, down to 3 people. What do you think it is? Brian Flores, Mike Kafka, and Vince Anarumo.
Mike Kafka, of course, the Giants offensive coordinator and the Bengals defensive coordinator.
Supposedly Aaron Glenn was in the running here, but he's not.
He was 4th
anymore.
He did not make the top.
So Brian, to me, of those 3, I don't know. I know Mike Kafka is the offensive guru here, and he got Daniel Jones straight. But you know, he had some help. Brian Daboll is a hell of an offensive coach himself. I was always a Brian Flores fan. I never thought he'd get another job again because obviously he has a lawsuit pending against the NFL. But if I had my choice, I'd take Brian Flores in a minute.
Is it against the NFL or the Miami Dolphins?
Against the NFL.
It's against the NFL.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know.
I don't know anything about this Kafka guy. It sounds like a Mediterranean dish.
Yeah, I can go for one right now.
I mean, I just start calling this guy Shift. Whatever, it's fine.
Need some garlic paste with that.
Right.
With the Kafka.
Shish Kafka.
Yeah, shish Kafka. Delicious.
But,
here's some grape leaves.
Look, there are two things about this Cardinals job, and you just have to decide which is more important to you.
Great living.
Well, it is great living, but when you pay that quarterback everything that you pay him, I think your first, second, and third responsibility is to do anything and everything to get that quarterback right. Fix that quarterback.
And he's going to be out most of the year, if not the whole year.
And then Braylon, and I said this, and I agree with this. That culture in Arizona now, over the last couple of years, is so bad. It has become so bad, you have to get a guy in there that is going to build that thing from the ground up a little bit. Make everybody, one united voice. That's what he liked about Aaron Glenn a lot. So I don't know. Maybe you do go with Flores. Maybe that is the culture guy that kind of walks in your building and just kind of commands respect from day one, and everybody knows exactly who that leader is.
That guy had the Dolphins trending in the right area. Matter of fact, I watched them that first year, and I was like, oh my God, we didn't get this guy, and we got this guy. And I'm a Dan Campbell fan, but watching the two teams play at that point was, oh my God. Miami got themselves a guy that went. I remember running out on the field going after the referee. I like guys like that. I like guys that are going to get on you. And Dan Campbell is that guy.
Yeah.
And, I hope we got the right guy. I think we do.
What do you think about culture, guys? Like, not saying he's not a bad coach. I'm just thinking about, like, look at the NBA. I mean, you could probably, I hate to say it, but I just refer back to the Detroit Pistons. Not that you could, like, do anything you want, but I feel like you could do anything you want right now. There's no, like, there's no fear. You don't fear the coach.
There's no Larry Brown there.
Yeah, you're not scared of anybody. There's no, because I feel like when you internally fear people a little bit, you mind your P's and Q's. I mean, look at your own job, whatever that job is. If you got a boss that is riding you fear that person a little bit. You probably mind your P's and Q's a little bit more than if you got a boss who's kind of like your friend, kind of like your buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more respect. You know what I'm saying? Than fear, I think, because we respected Larry Brown. And we had a lively group of guys.
Better word for it, respect.
Yeah. And culture falls right in line with respect, because you look at the interview they just did in Denver. He commanded respect right away.
Right.
Like, there's no ifs, ands, and buts.
Payton.
Sean Payton's coming in there, and there is no second guessing what he's gonna want. And in situations like that, you got to go with a guy that, like you just said, that's gonna command that. Have to.
Who was your favorite coach in all of your basketball career to play for? Top
pro?
three.
You said pro, just pro, or what?
Period.
My college coach, Andy Stockton, loved playing for him. I love playing for Larry Brown. Who else?
What about Phil Jackson?
He's all right.
He was all right. He was thinking what? Overrated?
He had a lot of talent to work with.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean,
what he did with the Knicks, I just got to show you.
Throw it to Shaq.
I think his career, when he went to New York, look what Phil Jackson couldn't do anything.
No.
Couldn't do anything. We didn't have the players.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I tell people all the time, and I would never dare disrespect any of the great coaches, but, you're only going to be as good as that talent you got.
Right.
Amen.
You gotta have studs. If you ain't got studs out there, buddy.
Well, just look at Greg Popovich right now. I mean, Greg Popovich
is one of the greatest coaches ever.
Right, but you got no players now, and they're a game better than the Pistons are right now.
Right.
I mean, that's legit. I mean,
that's facts. That's facts. Even when the Warriors went from first to worst.
Yeah.
Steph and Clay wasn't out there finishing those plays, and they ended up with the second pick of the draft.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you got to have players.
I mean, San Antonio has the same amount of wins as the Detroit Pistons.
Right. And Popovich is a great coach.
Great coach.
But,
you go as far as your players take
exactly.
you, right?
Exactly. Hey, getting back to the Super Bowl. I got time here?
Yeah.
All right, getting back to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 57 is going to be in Phoenix and Glendale, Arizona, State Farm Stadium. They're going to be all over Patrick Mahomes, right? State Farm, Andy Reid, State Farm. Those guys have really hit the jackpot when it comes to the teams there.
Right.
You know who really hit the jackpot is, I think it's FanDuel that has the casino. The sports book will be adjacent to the stadium for the first time ever. You will have a sports book right there for you at the Super Bowl 57 place to go enjoy yourself. Bet as much money as you'd like.
Who do the refs got?
Exactly.
That's what
Follow
I
them
know.
to the booth.
You know what is interesting about just betting in the NFL? Do you know Sean Payton's daughter is a huge gambling blogger? If you look up Sean Payton's daughter,
wow,
she is like a sports betting sports anchor almost. Has her own betting show and stuff like that. So in the NFL season, whoever has look to see, listen to that podcast, whoever she's got, go with that team. That's what you need to do. Go with that team.
Think she's going to bet against her dad?
Well, she doesn't have. She could be like Pete Rose. Bet on him every week. Bet on him every week. Be like Pete Rose.
We don't know what Pete Rose really did.
We don't?
I don't think so.
I think we do, don't we?
Well, supposedly he bet only on his team. Who knows?
Sure he did.
Really. I mean, if you're betting, man, I think you're just betting. Especially if you got a bad losing streak going.
Forget about the sports book. They don't need the sports book. They need cell towers there because now everybody does
Everyone's
it on
on
these.
their phone. Yeah,
Everybody's
I know.
on. Nobody
Yeah.
walks into the sports book anymore, do
But
they?
if you don't get in the Super Bowl, you're watching it right there.
That's true.
You're right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Super Bowl tickets are exorbitant, $4,000 and up.
Guys, we have Jaden Rashada's Florida NIL deal. Wanna examine this? Look over it. It is eye-popping. We'll do that next, but first a message from SMA.
Yes, the sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps spread awareness of fentanyl and other addictions. If you are struggling or if you know someone who is, go to thesportsSMA.com. There is someone out there willing to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Maz for Cousins Maine Lobster.
And some of that on Friday.
They have struck again. Yes, we were so lucky on Friday to be at Matrix Home Solutions grand opening in Plymouth. Well, guess who was there? One of the trucks. That's right. Cousins Maine Lobster. We went up there, Ryan and I, got the lobster bisque. We had, matter of fact, the New England clam chowder. Ryan had the tacos, the lobster tacos.
Lobster
we got the tots. Fletch got himself the grilled cheese, lobster grilled cheese So much great stuff, guys. Go online right now. Hit that QR code. They'll take you right to the website, and you get their schedule. Download the app so you know where Cousins Maine Lobster was. Lindsey, just last week I told you, he was in the office. He's like, I got to go to Cousins Maine Lobster. He looked. Before you know it, he's on his way to Northville to pick up his order, and he loved it. So get on it right now. Cousins Maine Lobster, cousinsmainelobster.com.
WoodwardSports.com. Speaking of .coms, WoodwardSports.com. Lindsey Hunter in for Braylon Edwards today. Lindsey, how much money do you think you would have made on an NIL deal? Would you have been like $1 million player or a $100,000 player?
I don't know. Good question.
Well, Jaden Rashada believed he was a $13 million player. So Andy Staples has, from The Athletic, has gotten his hands on the Jaden Rashada. This is the quarterback.
This is some contract, man.
This is the quarterback that decommitted or asked for his release from the University of Florida because the $13.5 million NIL deal fell through. And so this NIL deal, it called for $500,000 upfront payment. Give me a bag of it was blue chips. Bag of $500,000 cash up front. After that, his payments would increase from $250,000 a month as a freshman.
Wow.
To $291,000 a month as a sophomore. To $375,000 a month as a junior. And if he made it to his senior year, he'd get $195,000 a month. His obligations were that he had to live in Gainesville, Florida, at least one branded Twitter post and one Instagram post per month.
Unbelievable.
What?
8 fan engagement events per year. These could include in-person appearances, social media engagements, video conferences, or interviews. None would last longer than 2 hours. And he would have to autograph up to 15 pieces, not 1,500. 15 pieces per year. That was his NIL contract.
You think that was real?
Well, apparently it wasn't because it fell through.
Yeah.
But this was what the young man was believed
That's pay for
to
play.
have gotten. That's exactly what that is.
It's all legal now. It's all legal now.
That's not the spirit of NIL.
This kid
though.
never
It's
played.
Unbelievable.
He never played. Who did we talk to the other day that said, oh, it was Tyrone Wheatley, the head coach of Wayne State.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the NIL deal with him. And he's like, look, I'm all for these kids to get paid, 100% in. But you got to be at school first, play first, show me you're playing, and then I'm going to pay you. Because you got a guy like Quinn Ewers, who never played it down at Ohio State and made $1 million. Just walked away and went to Texas and got another contract. These kids are they're getting away with murder.
Well, when you don't have a system in place to regulate anything, that's what happens. So now kids can go there. It's perfectly legal. Right?
It self-regulates, so doesn't it a little bit? And what I mean by that is, look at Texas A&M. Now, they deny it, but many people believe Texas A&M spent the most money last year on these recruits, like $15 million or something like that on these recruits. They came in number 6 in the country. They didn't even make a bowl game. You know, you've got the Quinn Ewers example. You've got the Texas A&M example. You're paying all of these millions and millions out, and it's not to anybody's benefit. So doesn't that self-regulate? Because at the end of the day, that is the only thing that is going to stop this. The NCAA has no power. I mean, other than investigating Jim Harbaugh for having a cheeseburger on a dead period of 3 days. You know what I mean? Come on. Can't have a cheeseburger, or lying about having a cheeseburger. Or, excuse me, not recalling that he had a cheeseburger with a potential recruit during a dead period. That is what the NCAA wants. Look, I too am all for guys getting paid, especially guys that are on the fence about whether or not to go pro, like Hunter Dickinson is a guy. The only reason Hunter Dickinson did not go to the NBA last year or go file for the draft is because of NIL.
He got paid. Yes.
So he gets money to come back to school. I think that is a benefit. You're giving players another year to develop in school,
correct,
both emotionally and their game on the floor, can mature a little bit. Still, you get that extra year of living in college with all the structure that goes along with that. That is, to me, the spirit of NIL. Just pay for play is not. This is just a mockery of it.
And this kid was not the number one recruit. Wasn't he like the 6th or 7th or top 10? You know, lower part of the quarterbacks that were out there. He's not a number one kid. He's not the it guy, and that's why this. But it just shows you that this money is out there. It's really outlandish.
Right.
It's too much. It's killing the game.
It is, but like you said, it shouldn't be paid for play. But we know that's what it is. We know certain kids aren't going to certain schools without that NIL deal in place,
right?
And that's before they put a helmet on for any school. But and so in reality, it is pay for play. We got the most money, we got the connections with the NIL deals, and we're gonna get the best talent here. And just because you get some of the best talent, like you said, TCU had what, top 6?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M had top. I mean, you're gonna win,
right? Well, there's no doubt, and that's the only thing that's going to stop people from doing it.
Right.
I mean, would the guy or the guys or whoever paid Quinn Ewers at Ohio State $1 million? Would they be a little bit more gun shy to do that this time around? You know what I mean?
I don't think so, man, because the way it's how competitive it is in college right now, it's not going to stop them from still going out pursuing other players. They're going to keep doing it.
Have we ever found out anything else about Matt Weiss?
Nothing. I literally know nothing about
Isn't
that story.
Something?
I don't know a thing about that story.
Wow.
Other than we know Matt Weiss's replacement.
We do.
Today, it was announced that Michigan has hired former Ole Miss defensive coordinator Chris Partridge as an assistant coach. So he'll be an assistant coach on the staff. He was Ole Miss's defensive coordinator in 2022. Previously worked at Michigan from 2015 to 2019.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
a little familiar to me.
Yeah. I don't know if being an Ole Miss defensive coordinator is a good thing, but I mean, I assume he takes over the position on the staff. No, wait, Michigan hired a quarterbacks coach already.
Did you see the NBC? Not NBC. Who has?
Yeah, NBC.
NBC's got the Big Ten now.
Yeah.
And Todd Blackledge.
Todd.
One of my favorite guys.
Love Todd Blackledge.
Worked with one of our other favorite guys, and Sean McDonough. He left ABC ESPN after, I don't know how many years was he there, maybe 17 years or so.
17 years.
And now he is part of the #1 team on NBC, Noah Eagle, which is Ian Eagle's son. If you remember him, he did like the Nickelodeon games. Like, he's very good. He's better than his father, if you ask me. This kid's in his freaking 20s. He's already Chargers play-by-play guy, and now he'll be the Big Ten national play-by-play guy alongside Todd Blackledge.
Man, if you have a kid, you want to work for NBC because I mean they got Collinsworth's kid, and they got Ian Eagle's kid.
Isn't that something?
You know, I mean that's pretty. Hey, yes, and he sounds exactly like his dad.
He's
too.
better than his father.
You think so?
I do.
I like that.
I'm telling you, man. I don't think I can get used to seeing the Big Ten on NBC.
Yeah.
And I know ESPN will have the occasional game, right?
Right.
They will have an occasional Big Ten game, but it's no longer the home. You know, the Brett Musburger days, the Keith Jackson days, it's over.
Well, the Musburger look, the Keith Jackson days were obviously that was that was college football for me here in Keith Jackson. Brent Musburger, obviously that you wanted Musburger to call your game, and then after he left, then Fowler doesn't do it for me. I mean, Fowler's a studio host to me. I just, I think
he's very good.
It's fine. I think Fowler just, and the ABC night games, I hate those. I mean, it's just horrific. I'll never forget being so disappointed that the Michigan State game was a night game this year. Literally sucked the life out of me.
I know.
Sucked the life out of me. Didn't want to go to the game.
And look what happened.
Didn't even want to watch the game. The game was a dud. Michigan won. It was fine.
It was an ugly game.
But I mean, just a terrible, terrible experiment.
But you don't like Chris Fowler as an announcer? I think he's very good.
No, I think he's. I mean,
there are guys that
I think
belong
he's fine.
in the studio.
But listen, I think he's fine. But he's a studio guy to me. He's a studio guy.
Not me. I think he's really taken his game to an A game.
Okay, good.
Tennis, he's phenomenal at tennis.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Did you hear him and McEnroe get into it over?
I love McEnroe with him.
Did you hear him and McEnroe get?
I love anything McEnroe does.
Yeah, right. Him and McEnroe got into it a little bit over Novak Djokovic and the shot, the Australian Open, and because McEnroe is going on and on about, oh, look at this, just what he had to go through, what he had to endure, the tournaments he missed, and Fowler's like, well, he made a choice. And he's like, well, it shouldn't have been a choice or something like that. He's like, well, he just want to, like Fowler.
Speaking of going at it, we watched some footage of Stephen A. and
Jay
Williams going.
That was very uncomfortable to watch.
I was uncomfortable to watch it too. I get uncomfortable when stuff feels like it gets personal.
That was personal.
Yeah, it was totally personal.
That was personal.
It was. We can't show it to you, obviously, for the YouTube clips. But
they were arguing over Kyrie, and Jay Will was kind of putting it to Stephen A. about his love for Kyrie, and
Jay Will felt like Stephen A. has a personal vendetta against Kyrie, and it looked like Jay Will had a personal vendetta against Stephen A.
He does.
Exactly.
He does. We should talk about Tony Romo when we come back.
Let's do it. Folding Warehouse first, though, Maz.
Oh, sure. Let me get my pen.
Let's talk about them first.
All right. Here it is. Get to the Folding Warehouse down in Hamtramck. A couple ways to play this great game of football and bowling. If you haven't done it, you got to get down there and try it. $12, that's all it's going to cost you. You can stay there
only $12
for the entire day. Yep, it's called Unlimited Open Play or a private lane reservation. 10 to 12 people on a lane, run you $120, but you get it for 2 hours. Any drink you want, they got it all for you, and over 100 beers on that beer menu. The $2 mystery beer machine is fun as well. Bring your own food in or have it delivered. Get your fold on at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Now is the best time to join Planet Fitness. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. With tons of equipment, a full body workout in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. The best part about all of this, you get it all just for $10 a month.
Only $10?
Yes, only $10 a month. Now, Planet Fitness has more than 50 convenient locations in the metro Detroit area, so that means no matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. Join in club today, or of course, you can always check them out at planetfitness.com.
Man, do you like Tony Romo?
You know, I love the guy, and I love him as a quarterback. I like him as a human. I thought he was superb when he first started on CBS. He was an anomaly, something different. Calling plays out. He's friendly. He's folksy. In the last 2 years, he's getting worse and worse. And I've been telling you this. It's funny that I've been bringing this up.
Yeah.
Because now he's in the news. Yep. Turns out CBS, over the offseason, reached out to him in almost a, what do they call it again, Ryan?
An intervention with broadcaster Tony Romo. This is according to Andrew Marchand. Romo signed a 10-year, $180 million deal in 2020 after, just to see everybody loved this guy. I mean, he was like incredible, calling out plays, which you don't like. But I mean, for Joe Schmo over here, I was like, oh, damn it. Look, he said student body left, and they did student body left.
Tony?
I mean...
Here we go, Jim.
Even Jim Nance was like, oh, Tony, you called that one. But, man, he just...
If they had an intervention with him prior to this year, he did something... You know what he did this year? Screw you, CBS. He was worse this year after the intervention.
Well, then he's
worse.
Then he's a POS. Then seriously, then you're just stealing money. Because look, the fan, if you're gonna sign a contract like that, just do a little bit of homework, man. I mean, it would not take much for him to be great. Just a little bit of homework, and he could be great. But he doesn't want to do it. He wants to go play golf.
Hey, if golf is golf going to play him more than that?
Seriously.
Guess what? They got the Super Bowl next year, CBS. So him and Jim Nance have the Super Bowl. This year belongs to Fox. Man, Tony, come on, man. You're better than this. Get back to it. Zero in and stop embarrassing yourself. It's horrible. So many comedians. I wish I should have sent it to Fletch. This one comedian, I forgot his name. He does a straight on. Tomorrow I'll have it for you. He does a killer Tony Romo, and he says nothing.
The blonde-haired guy?
He does nothing.
The blonde-haired guy?
Yeah, the blonde-haired guy. I sent that to you guys, I think. Tony says nothing. He's like, well, it could be a catch. Oh, it is a catch. Oh, wait a minute, Jim. They're going to look at that one, Jim. It's awful.
Unbelievable.
Awful.
Lindsey had a lot of fun with you today, bud.
Always, man.
Always a pleasure. You going to the game tomorrow night, maybe?
Maybe. I'll think about it.
Oh, wait, no, that's tonight.
Tonight.
The Celtics.
It's tonight, yeah, the Celtics.
Celtics and Pistons.
I may go. I like Boston. I like how they play.
Weren't you a Celtic when you got traded here?
No.
What?
You remember that deal they did where they traded me to the Celtics and bought me out and came back? I double dipped on that.
So technically,
I got double dipped on that.
Technically, you did come from the Celtics.
Right? Hey, you remember that kid? I want to talk about good broadcasters that are on their way up. You got time for 30
the little
seconds?
guy. Yeah, 30 seconds.
Here's the little guy again. This guy knows his stuff. You're gonna fall in love with this kid if you haven't already. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Jeremiah with Jeremiah 1-5 in Sports for Free Media. I'm here with George Kittle, tight end for the San Francisco 49ers. This season, he's got 60 receptions for 765 yards, 11 touchdowns, 12.8 yards per catch, and this is his fourth Pro Bowl. Man, it's an honor to meet you.
Wow, what an intro.
So what made you choose that hat that you have today?
This one?
Yeah.
I don't know, one of the guys gave it to me. It says I'll show you on it. You want to try it on?
Sure.
Come on, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. They told me you instantly get an Australian accent if you put that on. How's it working for you?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Not bad.
And my second question is,
yes, sir.
So other than the Pro Bowl, what are you doing for fun here in Vegas?
What am I doing for fun here in Vegas? I went to a magic show last night. It was crazy. That guy, he made all the cards literally turn invisible, and then one of them ended up in my pocket.
What was his name?
Honestly, he wore a mask the entire time because he didn't want anyone to see his identity. Sneaky, right?
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. I'm glad I was able to talk to you today.
Thanks, man. You're incredible.
Thank you. Sure, guys.
Thanks, Jeremiah.
That is Jeremiah. You can follow him on Instagram, by the way. Jeremiah 1 and 5. You got to spell out 1 and 5. Jeremiah 1 and 5. Cute kid, great kid.
By the way, Joey Molinaro is the comedian.
Hey, Joey Molinaro.
Check Joey's out, and you can hear a great Tony Romo impression. Thanks, Clown.
Hey, Joey Molinaro. How about some ziti tonight?
Hey, Joey.
Get the ziti.
Hey, get the ziti. I love the ziti. Hey, leave the gun, take the cannolis.
Lindsey, thanks, my friend.
All right, always.
We'll see you. A great day.
Yes, sir.
Who's your Super Bowl winner, by the way? If I don't see him,
I don't care. Who
good
wins?
game.
That's what we win. A good game.
I want to win some squares.
7-3.
Let's go.
All right. Thanks, Maz. Fletch, JB, you guys rock. We'll see you tomorrow. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Tell a friend about WoodwardSports.com.
Thanks.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.